Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you are all well. You beautiful, beautiful, amazing, wonderful people. This is video 2 of 2. So if you haven't seen the first video after this one, not right now. Wait up. Don't be impatient. Go there after this one. But anyway, we're talking about Richard Allen. Why are we talking about Richard Allen? Because you guys keep asking me to talk about Richard Allen. The reason why I haven't spoken about the Richard Allen case is because of the huge complexities of it. I think the vast majority of people who knows what's going on in the Richard Allen case, and yes, it's a difficult one. And I also know that not everybody can stomach so intense and in-depth cases at once. Do you know what I mean? So I thought the Idaho 4 case is one where people are coming in, they've still got questions, people are still emailing me daily, and it would be difficult to do such in-depth videos on both of these crimes. But I appreciate Richard Allen is at the forefront of a lot of people's minds. And what do I think about the Richard Allen case at the moment? This is my thoughts and feelings on the Richard Allen case. I know JB Gunner has Richard Allen tagged. He has him pinned for this. Believe that he's absolutely guilty. I think if someone was to say, are you 100% sure he's guilty? I couldn't say that I believe that he's 100% guilty. I couldn't say that. Richard Allen is a little bit of a conundrum to me. In one sense, he seems to be the person who did it. There's so many things that point towards him, but when you look into it, some of these things are questionable at best. And I've always thought that whoever did this in this Delphi crime, it was more complex than just one person and a random meet on this fateful day. I believe that this was a group. This was more people involved. I always thought that before we even had this most recent Nordic connection with these cults and bizarre case. But let's push all that aside to the moment, okay? Because I think what it's important to understand is what is physically happening to Richard Allen himself. And no matter how heinous a crime, we always say it has to be fair. The system has to operate in a manner which portrays fairness. It portrays a ability and a want and desire to, how can I say, to concrete into the world your constitutional rights. Look, you've been accused of this crime, but up until the point where you have been proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, we will treat you in a certain way. You're going to be treated humanely. You're going to not be treated like you've already been convicted. And I think it's fair to say that in the Richard Allen and the Delphi case, this is not the case. And to me, this concerns me. This concerns me. Now, some people have come back and they've said, but Richard Allen looks the way he does because it's self-inflicted. He stopped eating. He wanted to become the emaciated man, to get almost like people start feeling sorry for him. I don't think there's many people who will feel sorry for him. There were people who will worry about whether he will make it to trial in order to be proven guilty or innocent. If this guy dies before a trial, Richard Allen will die guilty. He will die guilty. In many, many people's minds, this guy will die guilty. But the people who matter, the parents of Abby and Libby, they will not have an answer. There will be no conclusion as to what happened in this case. And I think it's very, very important that Richard Allen is allowed to go through the process fairly and just and be tried for the crime with which he has been stated to have done. Now, is there many, many odd things around the Delphi case? Yes, there is. There's 100%. There's people who have died, lost their lives, taken their own lives. There is evidence that's appeared. There's so many things that make you side-eye a case. You could argue that there's more things in the Delphi case that make you side-eye than there is in the Idaho 4 case. There are so many things. You know, people not act, we talk about prosecutorial misconduct and people acting in a way that they shouldn't and doing things. We've seen so many things that we shouldn't be seeing. And this isn't right. This is not right. If ever there were grounds of a mistrial or for someone to step in and remove this man from the position that he's in now and reset things, it's in the Delphi case. And again, I don't say that because I feel that Richard Allen is innocent, because I don't see Richard Allen as innocent like I do the potential of innocence in Brian Kohberger. In the Delphi case, I see the potential for many people who was involved in that to be walking free while one person takes the flak for the group. That's more to what I see. But we can't forget that Richard Allen has confessed, but we have to also not ignore the fact that he could have confessed under duress. We didn't physically hear him either. So even though the source of that confession, we can't really say that they would have lied, but could he have been forced to have confessed to a certain specific person because the person who told him to do it knew that coming from that person would make it fit and stick more than if that had have come from someone who was part of the judicial system. You know, if it comes from the guy's wife or or a guy's mother, it's going to ring a bell, isn't it? People are going to be like, well, if he's telling his mother or if he's telling his wife, if he's telling a close family member, then he did it. Then he did it. But let's not forget, he could have been coerced into that. And there's no way he can get that message out. But we know that when he has been sitting in with his legal representation, there has been people sitting in there listening to what he's saying. That's control, manipulation that shouldn't be allowed. But I will be touching more on the Delphi case. I will be following the Delphi case more. You will be hearing more about it. My fear is that this guy isn't going to make trial. They're currently trying to move him, because he'd been moved and it seemingly went into a worse. He's been treated like Hannibal Lecter. His legal representation now is saying that he is being bound, he is being treated like Hannibal Lecter. How is that right? In the position that he's in, where he has not been proven to be guilty of anything, how is that treatment right? And why is nobody doing anything about it? Why is nobody accepting that treatment is wrong, regardless of how you feel about someone, regardless of what you think you know about someone? The guy has not yet been proven to be guilty, and there's a lot of things around him that are questionable. Let me know down below. What do you think about this case? Seriously, what do you think about this case? Interested to hear. I'll catch you all tomorrow.